Bitcoin will bottom. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, the bottom is coming fast for Bitcoin. Ethereum is nosedived all the way down to below $3,000. The German government is completely freaking out crypto investors, and I am going to show you exactly where the bottom is for Bitcoin, when it's coming, and how Q4 might be one of the most bullish times that Bitcoin has ever witnessed. $100,000 might be around the corner, so without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. There's been a lot of FUD in the market lately with Mt. Gox distributing the Bitcoin that was originally stolen about 10 years ago in the hack of Mt. Gox. That Bitcoin being offloaded onto the market is something that has been stoking a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the cryptocurrency space. But now, there's something else on the pile. Investors are freaking out about the German government that owns almost 50,000 Bitcoin and the fact that they've been selling some of it as of lately. For weeks, Germany's government has been selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, placing sell pressure on the world's largest cryptocurrency. Last week, the government sold an additional 3,000 Bitcoins worth roughly $172 million. Then on Monday, German police sold a further 2,739 Bitcoin, or $155 million worth of Bitcoin. Not only has 6,000 Bitcoin being sold caused quite a lot of selling pressure, it's also caused a lot of FUD, which no doubt has led to the sale of many thousands more Bitcoin, which has partially contributed to this drop. But here's the good news. I think the bottom is close. You see, historically in bull markets, Bitcoin in a healthy market will drop between 30 and 40% many times over the course of a bull market. And when those drops occur, Bitcoin is setting itself up for its next major rally, oftentimes which will result in more than a double. So far in this bull market, Bitcoin has not dropped more than 22% at any point so far. All of our drops have been less than 22% in size and scope, except for this drop that we're witnessing right now, where Bitcoin has dropped 28%. In Q3 of last year, Bitcoin rallied by over 195%, nearly tripling in price. So Bitcoin always needed to have a healthy correction and consolidative movement to help us move into the next phase of the bull market. And so that's what we're seeing right now. Bitcoin is at the same time on the logarithmic chart, falling down to the 0.236 Fibonacci retracement level, which sits at $51,000. And on the regular chart, we're falling back down to the 0.382 level, which sits at $51,300. These levels coincide with several of the levels of support that we've talked about as of late, like $49,000, $50,500, and $52,800. Feel free to go back and watch our videos on why the bottom that we thought was in for Bitcoin was fake and why Bitcoin could drop another $10,000 from the $60,000 that Bitcoin was trading at during the video, where it recently dropped down here towards about 53. In those videos, we talked about how Bitcoin was probably going to need a bigger drop. It was probably going to need to drop down to between $49,000 and $52,500 to $53,000. That's what's happened. Bottom might not be totally in yet, but I think it's going to be right around that zone. Here's what's going to happen though. When we see the Ethereum ETF come online, which is going to be happening by September, Gary Gensler himself has come out and said, then we're going to start to see meteoric inflows into Ethereum. This was also backed up by a $130 million inflow on the 1st of July last week. Whereas in June, we were seeing $100 million a day outflows. Now we're starting to see $100 million a day inflows. This leads us to the conclusion that Wall Street and smart money is buying the dip because they see the potential in the future in Bitcoin. And if you want to succeed, I encourage you to do the same. Here's exactly where I think Bitcoin is going and exactly what I think that we ought to be doing right now. And just so you know, I put my money where my mouth is. I've been investing in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market for years. Our lowest entry on Bitcoin is south of $5,000. Our lowest entry on Ethereum is south of $200, just to give you perspective on how long I've been buying these assets. First things first, here's where we're going. In September, we're going to see the Ethereum ETFs come online, which is likely going to lead to a potentially a short-term correction, but over the next 90 days that follow, a major rally. We're going to see billions of dollars of inflows into Ethereum, and with Bitcoin and Ethereum both at the same time seeing inflows on the ETF landscape, that is going to solidify cryptocurrency as a part of the modern investor's portfolio. That's going to lead to a number of registered financial advisors, thousands of them, recommending people put retirement funds into Bitcoin and Ethereum the same way that we do. I personally recommend up to 10% of your retirement going straight into the Bitcoin ETF, and potentially part of that going into the Ethereum ETF after it goes live. That, on top of big businesses that are buying the Bitcoin ETF, is going to lead to a major rally because of the inflows on Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETF. That's going to lead to headlines such as the one we just talked about, $143 million in a day. That's going to lead to extra buying pressure, and moving into the end part of this year, when we are going to be looking at rate cuts coming at least sooner, then that's where you're going to start to see a major rally. Rate cuts might not be happening yet, but they will be closer than they are right now, naturally. The economy's been doing very well, and stock market's breaking all-time high right now. All of this is a perfect storm that over the next month or two, as we wait for the Ethereum ETF and then the subsequent drop that may come in the first 2 to 3 weeks after its launch, we're going to see some correction. We might even see Bitcoin bottom out south of 50. But those of us that do exactly what I'm about to say are going to make money. Here's how you make money in cryptocurrency. It's really simple. It's not as complicated as people make it out to be. It's this simple. Buy and hold. But unless you know how to do something else, and there's plenty of other things you can do, you buy and hold on a schedule. Here's how we write an investment plan here at our Financial Sovereignty Academy, here at the Crypto Jeb channel, whatever you want to call it. Every interval, we invest X into Y on Z. So every Friday at 2 p.m., we invest $100 into Bitcoin on Crypto.com. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m., we invest $200 into Bitcoin and Ethereum with a 66-33% split, so twice as much Bitcoin, half as much Ethereum on Fidelity through the ETFs, whatever it may be. And you run that system for a long time. And you buy these assets not for the next year, not for the next 2 years. You buy them for the next 10 years. The entries that I have that are up over 15x on Bitcoin and Ethereum are entries that I have had for 4+ years. You succeed in any market by buying and holding for years. After you've done that, after you have that investment plan, then start working in the altcoins. I don't have a problem with that. I have altcoin positions that I'm holding until the top of this bull market, and I expect several of them will make 3, 4, 5, 10x, and that's great. But the vast majority of my investment goes straight into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Over 80% of our crypto holdings are in those two, have been for years, will remain that way for years to come. And that's how we have built a huge amount of wealth in crypto. And I encourage you to do it also. Set up an automated system of buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's called dollar cost averaging. HODL it and do it for a long time. But where should you set up this system? You should do that with Crypto.com. Crypto.com is trusted by over 100 million users worldwide, which, fun fact, is like 1% of the human race. I mean, that's so many people, it's actually shorter to say it as a fraction of how many human beings are alive. So let's try that again. Over 1% of the human race uses Crypto.com, and you should too, because this is the easiest, simplest, most successful place to set up your recurring buys for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and whatever else you choose to buy on a regular basis. And if you put money into a cash account every single interval, as we talk about, you can hold it with on-chain staking by putting it into a stablecoin generating yield, or by staking the other cryptocurrencies that you acquire on a weekly or monthly basis when you invest. Crypto.com, hands down, the #1 place that you should base all of your investment out of, so make sure to check them out. The link in the description box down below. If you enjoyed today's video, there's a lot more where that came from, and there's a lot of cool things coming to the channel over the next 6 to 12 months, so subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, because we've got a lot to share with you. It is my mission in life to help you guys become successful financially, so stay tuned and keep watching, because I'm going to help you become a millionaire in the cryptocurrency space. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.